When was the last time you watched a Korean dating show and the couple actually stayed together? Korean dating shows are not producing couples, and that needs to be talked about. I feel like we've all been there. We're rooting for our favorite couple. Final choice episode comes around. Everyone makes their final choices. But then when you scroll on their social media, there's no remnants of the person they just chose. The couple does not appear in any photos, videos, anything together. Sometimes they're not even following each other. They're not actually together after the show. And sometimes if they are on each other's social medias, it's more of a platonic vibe now. It's very ambiguous. Are they dating or are they not? I feel like you can say this as a whole, the entire dating show franchises around the world. They're not really producing stable couples that'll actually last. But with Korea, they're just not producing any. I feel like this started to come to my realization after watching Singles Inferno 3, not Singles Inferno 4, because I actually, while I started it, did not finish it. And there's a reason why. That is, are Korean dating shows even about love anymore? Or are they just one big performance for views, clout, or the vibe of romance? That is what we're going to be discussing today. Are Korean dating shows producing couples anymore? We're going to be breaking down this topic into different segments, questioning, are these shows even built for contestants finding real love? Are contestants who go on these shows more concerned about finding love or finding fame? Is Korea focusing on too many gimmicks over connection? Meaning, are there too many concept dating shows that take away from the actual plot of finding love? We're going to be discussing all this and more in today's video, so let's talk about it. But first, hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bree with an E. And lately, I've been focusing on a new era of my channel. A big thing I used to do on my channel in the past were video essays, and that was really what launched me into discovering reaction videos in the first place, was talking about the very TV shows we were watching. But today we're gonna be talking about Korean reality dating shows specifically, and some things they gotta work on if we actually wanna see some real couples being produced from these things. Because if you're like me, you're starting to get bored of them. Before we get into the video, obviously do give this video a big thumbs up. It truly helps me out so much. Also, make sure if you have not already to subscribe. I have more videos like this diving into some interesting topics surrounding K-reality, K-TV show, drama, whatever you want to call it, stuff. And it'd be really cool if you tuned in for the next video. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. Are these shows even built for contestants finding real love? A big thing with a lot of dating shows, Korean dating shows I've seen lately, is there's a very rushed timeline, a very short timeline. If you know shows like Singles Inferno, mainly Singles Inferno is what I'm really talking about, where they give the contestants a week. Even also Eden season 1 and season 2 did this, where you're literally only there for a week to find a connection, supposedly. We're setting ourselves up for failure from the start by giving these contestants a week long to find a connection. You can't really find love like that in such a small time frame, and especially under the environment, the conditions you're currently under, being filmed 24/7, having to do these daily challenges and dealing with petty drama and things like that that distract from actually getting to know the person you actually want to get to know. You're also trapped in this bubble of a house or wherever the location for the filming is taking place. You can't really go anywhere, and it just doesn't breed the most ideal environment for finding love, and it's just not realistic. But that is the case with many dating shows. But I do want to point out that Korea has started to take on more of these types of shows where they give their contestants such a very short timeline to actually find a real connection, and it's just doomed from the start when you're giving them 5 to 7 days. Shows like Heart Signal, I think, do way better of a job in giving the contestants a actual viable timeline to find a connection. I think that series films over a month. I think this is especially a shot in the foot for Korea, which we obviously know in Asian countries and Korea as a whole, it's more conservative. It's more slower paced. You're not gonna see anything of the likes of like Love Island pace romance on a show like Singles Inferno even, which is even the more raunchier for Korea. At the end of a series, we're lucky if we even get a couple to hug or hold hands. Kissing is unheard of. Physical touch really at all is unheard of. You're telling me we expect these people in a time frame of 5 to 7 days, who are also culturally more slow in the courtship and dating phase, while on camera, to open up fall for each other, be vulnerable in 7 days or less. It's a recipe that doesn't make sense. It goes without saying, dating in general, but especially in Korea, is a culture that is not rushed. These shows are fast, public, and performative. But let's expound upon the influencer pipeline. How these shows are casting models, musicians, or artists, pageant, or bodybuilders, also actors. That's a huge one, actually. People that have a lot of clout or following attached to their name before even starting the show. Obviously, dating producers in Korea want to cast people who draw attention to the show, bring in viewers, and I can't fault them for that exactly. These producers want the cast in the show to be watchable, not relatable. No one wants a relatable dating show nowadays. But to be honest, I would actually find that refreshing if we just took your normal, everyday, average, regular, schmegular people off the street if you have to. Get them while they're going into work and say, hey, you want to be on this dating show? You got a man, you got a girl? Come date on this show. I would be more interested in that as a concept rather than watching time and time again influencers date each other. Because it's clear they go into it thinking, this is gonna be good for me. I can take the next step in my career, or I can get more gigs from this. I can get casted in things because I've developed an audience after people watched me on this. Look at people like Jin Young and Suki from Singles Inferno, right? Jin Young, also known as Dex, he for I think the past 2 seasons now has been a panelist for the show. He's part of the host panelist for that. He also has a very successful YouTube channel of his own where he interviews popular people in Korea. I think I saw Sana on one of his YouTube videos before. Popular people in and out of the Korean acting scene, the Korean artistry, music scene, what have you. And similar with Suki, I saw she was in a K-drama. She's acting. She was in a show called Pyramid Game. Actually, really good show. But these are 2 very recent examples from Singles Inferno, I believe it was 2, that went on to get these very great opportunities after appearing on Singles Inferno. And it can be, I truly believe, credited to Singles Inferno alone. Them being on that dating show, that being on that dating show that has since really grown so much popularity. It's been wildly popular. I think there's even a Singles Inferno 5 coming. Let me just say, side tangent, Singles Inferno 4, boring, snooze fest. I could not make it through it. I think they just need to switch some things up with how the show runs, because couples going in and out of paradise, the same old it girl of the season who everyone is fawning after, it gets old. But that's another thing. These producers are clearly obviously going out of their way to cast people who will be more highly favored than the other. And I don't know about you, but that does not make for an entertaining watch for me. I think it's boring. I think it's played out. I like to see lots of different couples being produced, or more people getting attention than rather just one person. I'm just saying it's clear. Let's call it what it is. These shows are career platforms first and dating experiments second. Now, speaking of dating experiments, let's talk about again how producers value gimmicks over true connection. Okay, I've noticed a trend really in the Korean dating show scene. They are these very heavily conceptualized dating shows. You've got your shows, for instance, like Pink Lie, where everyone comes into the house and everyone has a lie that they are withholding from everyone. You got your show that was recommended to me from someone, My Siblings Romance, which, pause, when I first heard that title, I was like, are siblings dating each other now on national television? Is that what we're doing right now? But then I further read the title and the, description of the show. Phew! And figured out it was basically siblings come into a dating show together and help their sibling find love. You also got your shows like 19 to 20, which 19 to 20 did actually produce a viable couple. And they're still going strong together and they're so cute. Anyway, 19 to 20, very cute show, but still a very heavily conceptualized dating show where they're all going from 19 to 20 together. It's these shows that give these added elements outside of dating where competitions are involved, or money's involved, or lies are involved, or exes are involved, or siblings are involved. You name it. I think it starts to get messy and the lines get blurred. Because now it's not about just finding love, it's about winning this competition so you can go take the person you like the most on a date. Or winning this competition to avoid your competition from taking the person you like the most on a date. Or now you're in a house with your ex trying to find love while they're also trying to find love while you're still not actually over them. You see where it kind of gets messy and the lines get blurred and confused, and it just takes away from the experience of actually finding a connection, finding a real connection or new connection. In this day and age for Korean reality dating shows, producers are overly focused on creating something that is intense to watch, something that is super like entertaining every second of airtime, rather than it be a nice quiet episode of just people going on dates and call it that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does everything need to be so heavily conceptualized? The concepts are just getting out of hand. They're getting messier. And I do love a twist as much as the next person does. I enjoy sometimes a conceptualized dating show. It makes it a little bit more interesting to watch, I'll say. But baby, when we're spending more time on, I don't know, trying to solve a puzzle than actually learning someone's trauma, you know, getting to know someone on a genuinely deeper level just gets distracting. It gets annoying, and it takes away from the actual experience, not only of the viewers watching the show, but the contestants trying to find love. No, seriously, where is the love? Let's talk about something real quick. Let's look through the numbers. Singles Inferno, 0 lasting couples across all seasons. Do y'all know a pair of anybody from Singles Inferno that are dating, that have ever dated? Yikes. Transit Love. Now this one, I'm a little bit unfamiliar with. I've only watched season 3 of it, but there were no new couples formed. Things like this that just, head scratch. Like, get you thinking, because the whole series, you just get so invested in it and think one thing, and then after the show, it's like, girl, was any of that genuine? Were you actually feeling this other man? Or were you actually feeling this other girl as much as you said you were? What's going on? Because it causes you to think, are people acting? More importantly, are producers, which I feel like has always been a question in any reality series of any kind across all countries, is how much of a hand do producers have in like scripting this? Like, how much of this is scripted, how much of it isn't? And you can't really sit here and say that in the big age of 2025 that none of reality TV is scripted. I just feel like producers have a heavy hand in manipulating at least different outcomes, different scenes. I feel even with some shows, and this was mentioned briefly on Eden, or there was some sort of rumor about this, about how in Eden, I think it was season 2, the it guy and it girl, who were heavily fawning after each other in the beginning but kind of separated, it was told to them by producers to not choose each other. Like, they told each other who to choose, but the guy ended up choosing the girl that he was fawning after in the beginning. Something like that. I'll also put a picture of them on the screen. If you know Eden, you should know what I'm talking about. They have a hand in more than maybe people expect or realize in creating drama, certainly, and creating couples. Like, I don't think a lot of these people actually have even on camera chemistry. I think they're being directed. I think they're being, hey, sit here and you stare into his eyes and just look at him so softly, so tenderly. Not everything is gonna be K-drama worthy romance even in the first place. You can't tell me the same thing is happening across multiple seasons of a show organically. No, it's being produced. It's being manipulated to maintain certain different storylines, recurring storylines that bring in attention, bring in viewers. So why are we still watching? The answer is, we love the illusion of love, even if it's fake. I mean, let's face it, these shows are really good at selling us a fantasy, especially for single viewers, okay? Which happens to be a great sum of the population watching these dating shows. The target demographic for dating shows are people who are single women, single girls, what have you. Already, you take a bunch of viewers who are missing out on something in their personal life, you put it on screen in an entertaining format, and immediately we're hooked. Immediately, yes, we're drawn in. It's also like a comfort thing, you know, watching other people find love and living vicariously through them finding love, especially for single people. like me. Another thing is viewers become so invested, and this is one of the main reasons why we're still hooked, because there's so many people invested in people's love stories. They become obsessed with seeing this one couple ending up together. They're watching edits outside of the episode air time. Oh my gosh, did you see this moment? He looked at her, he actually really wants her. Or oh my gosh, did you see she looked at him when he looked at another girl? Like, she's so jealous, like she wants to be with him. I want them to be endgame. But none of these stories are real, guys. These shows are just, at the end of the day, really captivating to watch. And a lot of times it has to do with what we're currently missing out on in our actual lives. A lot of us are single. Which brings us to a really scary question and really scary realization. Are we falling in love with the idea of love more than finding love in real life? It kind of makes you set high expectations, and this isn't to say to lower your expectations. It just means to say that a lot of the expectations you are gathering or drawing from having watched a show, your favorite dating show, be it Korea, America, UK, wherever, you're bound to get disappointed, let down by the actual current dating scene there is in this world. The truth is, most of us are not gonna have a love straight out of a K-drama or straight out of a Korean reality dating show. And maybe the more we mistake the love that we see on these dating shows with true, real love in real life, the harder it gets to realize the real thing when it's maybe, just maybe, standing right in front of you. Yes, dating shows can still be very entertaining to watch, but watch very mindfully, because a lot of it isn't real. Understand that love in real life, 9 times out of 10, is not gonna look the same as it looks in your favorite Korean reality dating show, or any dating show for that matter. And that's okay. I'm personally not here to cancel dating shows, Korean dating shows, but I think it's important we start to see through them. Love is not a storyline, and it's certainly probably not being filmed. That's gonna complete our talk today about Korean dating shows. Are they actually producing love? If you enjoyed today's video essay, please do make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, leave some sort of affirmation to me that you liked what you just saw. I truly do hope to produce more video essays like this. If you made it to this point, mwah, literally love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!